Bruh. This whole time I wasn't streaming. I thought I was streaming. Fuck, I was like, damn, no one's responding in the chat. I'm gonna wait for everyone to trickle in. Damn it. How are you guys doing? What's up, Avile? Awesome. Greg. We got a lot of submissions today. Oh, you're on vacation right now. That's lit. Where are you in vacation for? Or I feel I feel like that's a weird way to say that. Where are you on vacation? Rip. You are gaming. Oh, California. You going to LA? And go to any shows or anything? Oh. Sorry if my dancing to the songs today isn't as energetic. I'm like worn out from my show last night and I'm sore as fuck. It was worth it, but hella sore. Okay, so not new glasses. Actually, last night at my show, like an hour before my set, I was talking to a friend, and for some reason, I just like banged my glasses up against my leg. Not even that hard. And I guess I banged it in the perfect spot where the thing broke. And this is my only pair of like this style. And but luckily I came prepared. So I had a bunch of these made as merch. I have a whole pack of them. I'm planning on doing like a thing when I launch my Patreon where I'm gonna give away like one for free just because like you guys have all been supporting me like crazy. And I'm gonna give away some to like the first couple Patreon subscribers and they'll all have my logo on them and stuff. But anyways, I had this fucking feeling in my stomach all day of like something's gonna happen to my glasses. Originally, I thought someone was just gonna steal my glasses, but either way, I was just like, I need to bring a backup pair just in case. And I'm so glad I did. But actually, it turned out that it's impossible to see anything with these glasses on in a dark club. So I actually had to take my glasses off for like half of like once I was done with my set pretty much because I literally couldn't even see the crowd. And like people were coming up to me and like saying hi and I couldn't recognize their faces in the glasses. So I literally pulled up some shit on here like custom prop places in Seattle because I need to go to someone and have them make me like a couple custom glasses and like with like some sort of more clear lens so that I can actually see stuff. But pay your mods with the glasses. I might. I definitely need to do something for you guys. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the feedback. So we're all here for after all. I hope I don't look too sweaty. I literally went like for a little skateboarding session and then 5 minutes before I got back and like I literally put my face down on the air conditioning and tried to cool off in time for the stream. Do LED ones? Yeah. I want to do something sick and I want to add like LEDs and stuff. I don't know if I have that kind of money though. So I think for now I have to start out with just getting a custom glasses and then as I grow and I can like once I start like my Patreon and stuff, have a little bit more money, then I can start upgrading and making something like really sick like the res glasses. Yeah, exactly. Res glasses but alien shaped. All right, so we got Pixel Growls up first with the feedback. They said mainly mixing issues. Let me make sure my volume's good. All right. And today, if we find the right song, let me know, or actually real quick, let me know if my mic is either too loud or too quiet because I'm still so bad at getting the levels right. So let me know so I can fix that. And then also, if we land on the right song, we might do another like underwater sea creature little vibe for a second. That was like really fun last time. All right. Your snare sounds kind of weak. like in terms of mixing. And all of the drums feel a little bit too much like focused in the center. Like it feels like you need a little bit more of like dynamic stereo range, and then I feel like your bass could have a little bit more sub or a little bit more present sub. Music is a bit loud. All right, I shall adjust. Or I can turn my mic up. Either one. Yeah, I think the snare is just really too weak. I feel like it needs to be a little beefier, like be a little more saturated, and then like, I don't know, some extra processing to make it interesting. It's kind of just boring snare, if I'm being honest. I wasn't even paying attention to the melody that much. There's like some sort of side chain going on that's like messing with the flow a little bit, but I don't know, it's like a somber, kind of matches the vibe of this cover art kind of vibe with the melody. Nothing stands out to me really. Yeah, intro could be shortened. I don't think the intro is like, the drums are interesting enough to keep it going this long. And then this kick is like way too saturated for like what's going on around it. Like you need to fill up the build a little more if you're gonna have the kick that saturated, because it's just sitting like too on top of the mix. And generally, I make my kicks like in my build up before my drop, I make them a little weaker if possible, so that the drop hits harder. So like your kicks right here are like hitting at the same level, it looks like, at least telling from the waveform, as the drop. Yeah, there's just a huge like space between the volume of your drums and the volume of like the risers and stuff. Going crazy. I think that your snare could be brighter, and then the sidechain and the fake out's a little too much. Going crazy. So this drop's nice, and it's actually pretty clean. I just think that the sub needs a little bit of more like lower mids. Like you just feels like it's a little bit hollow, a little bit of a disconnect between the leads and the sub. It's just a little like space missing that you need to fill up. And it might be there, it might just not be loud or saturated enough. I skipped through the building? Going crazy. I guess yeah, it's definitely more full there. So maybe if I were you, I would just take these kicks and like have them filter in, or like have the volume come in, because the build gets better at the end. So it's like you kind of just have those drums sticking up way higher than the like where the rest of the risers and everything are. So just have a volume automation go in. There's something weird that happens right between where the snare hits at the fake out and going into the kick that kind of messes with the impact. I don't know if it's some sort of like click or pop, or I don't know. There's something weird right there though. And then like I hear a pop after that. It's not the most noticeable thing, but that's just stuff that I notice, at least as a producer, that like throws me off. This has the same issue where I feel like there just needs to be some fuzz or some sort of harmonics, just like in the lower mids. There's like a gap. Like when you hear that growl, like the growl fills in exactly what needs to be filled in. And again, your sub isn't full enough in this part. And I saw Duncan said something about the intro being too long. Yeah, you're right. You need a breakdown from, if you're gonna have such a long intro, then you need to have a long breakdown from that intro. It just kind of gets right into it and kind of makes it feel a little cheesy and like you're just throwing away the intro. Like the intro is meaningless. Also, I'd say the drums are a little bit too heavy for this, and you could turn down the alarms in the background. It seems like a lot of your issues are just like leveling and then arrangement. Hey, basic. Yeah, again, sub just isn't full enough. I like the switch up with the drums. I don't remember, was it like this in the intro? Yeah, and then it's just like like this is another reason you need a breakdown, is the switch from the kick in the like little bridge area into the like really saturated kick in the build. It's just like, it's too like sudden of a transition between feelings. I agree with Hickham. Your vocals for this need to be a lot more like in your face and like kind of fill up the spectrum, like add a stereo layer to them. Like you want those to be huge, like they kind of feel tucked away a little bit, but you're kind of using them as a lead for that part. So I think if you want maximum power, and then what's happening, it's at this fine 3:15 a.m. My lord. And then yeah, what Hickham Lasso said about, I think the melody could be different and have more variation on the midsection. I agree. I love how these feedback streams have kind of become like community feedback streams. Like it's not just me giving feedback, but like everybody else is contributing. It's really dope. Hey, what's up? I know. 9 p.m. 3:15 a.m. These vocal chops though, and the call and response is dope. Yeah, vocals just way too quiet. And the ARP is louder in this part than it is in this part, so that means there's either something clashing, or you just need to make the ARP like more present in the drop. Like there's a giant contrast in the leveling there, and it doesn't feel like natural. Some of your issues with this whole track is like each section just don't flow into each other in a natural, like smooth way. And so it kind of takes you out of whatever world you're trying to create here. Rating for this song is 7 out of 10. Basic just be like, the kick is garbage, man. Everybody here is better than Ryan 10 so far. But yeah, other than that, really nice idea, really pretty song. I'm sure it'd go really nice, like be a really fun song live. Just need to work on the mixing and the arrangement. All right, next we got Hickam Lasto, aka Crito. I am so bad at names. I made this track and I was unsatisfied with the final result, so I don't think I would be working on this track anymore, but you can still give feedback if you like. I tried to make a track like this style, but this one turned out eh. Maybe your feedback can convince me otherwise to work on this track more further, so I just wanted to share this idea. All right, I got you. I can either maybe convince you to work on it, or at least like kind of help you understand maybe why you weren't satisfied with the final result. Okay, so it sounds like you have your Reese kind of stereo, but then you also have these plucks hitting stereo that have like kind of some sub frequencies or lower bass frequencies in them as well. And so I think if you're going to try to do that, then you'd be good to have the Reese like mono so that you can have the plucks going around, and then just cut the sub frequencies in the plucks like as tight as you can, or you'd cut out the lows in the sides on the plucks, or maybe the lows altogether, like the subs altogether, so it's not clashing with the Reese. Because I'm sure that it's probably causing some amount of phasing, or at least it just doesn't sound as clean as it could be. I like these drums. I feel like they could be a little louder. Okay. The snare clap seems a little bit too dry. I'd make it, give it a little more space. Like give it some of the same reverb as you have some of these like ear candy things in the background. Like do a parallel signal with that reverb and maybe just turn down the decay a bit. Okay, so right off the bat, what I'm noticing your biggest issue with this track, and maybe why you weren't fully satisfied with it, is so far it's a great idea. It's really pretty, it's vibey, it's bouncy. Your biggest issue seems to be layering. Like you're putting all your like marbles into one or I don't know how to say it. Just you have like pretty much one main sound. You have the sub, and then you have like those ravey piano stab things. So I would consider, like, what it feels like it's missing to me is some sort of crystal kind of feeling layer or glassy feeling layer sitting on top with the same kind of harmony and melodicity as the ravey stab piano things. It just sounds like you need more layers in this. And like also you had some fills playing that seemed like they needed more layers. And so other than that though, the melody's great. It's just like it's lacking more substance and depth, and it just feels kind of dull and like weak because it's just those piano stabs, which those should be like the fundamental, but just focus on adding like little layers and stuff on top of it. Oops. That's fun. I think your fills and throughout can all just be a little bit more like bright and in your face. It's like you need those fills to kind of restart the energy, and they're just kind of like equally as like I don't know how to explain it, but just kind of weak. Like it's pretty, but they don't add maybe it's like they need more space, like some more reverb, like a room on it or something, or some shimmer, like just something to make them like brighter and more of like a hype thing. This reminds me of the brig. Honestly, I'd reference the brig if you decide to work more on this song. And I think those plucks that you have going can just be a little brighter and maybe have like, it's weird, but maybe have like the transient, like wherever the transient's sitting on the frequency spectrum, maybe make that a little bit more mono. Like part of it's kind of mono. Basic said you could maybe reverb wash the hat out into the fills of every bar / 2 bars so it would transition more naturally. Yes. Yeah, it's exactly what I know said. I like all the ideas in this. I just think it needs more power behind it. Yeah, it's just missing that sparkle. Also, another thing to reference would be Sanjiao, with, I forgot what it was called, but their song on the last Halcyon compilation. Yeah, like for parts like this, someone said something about percussion layers, but also for parts like this section, add some like clap fills, like the boom pap 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 pap. Like look at like DDD or ominous for stuff like that. It needs more OTT. All right, well, that's all the feedback I have on that one. We pretty much said it all. I would recommend work on that more. It's a fun little song. It's vibey. You just got to work on, like we all said, for the most part, just like the energy, the brightness, maybe some more layers, some more percussion, just to keep things progressing and add more depth. But yeah, I think it's a pretty great start, and overall it's pretty clean. Just the levels of the drums I think could have been louder, and maybe the snare, I guess it'd have like a parallel reverb on it. All right, we got Spacey. Secondhand embarrassment flip. Oh, underscores. I love underscores.
Don't talk, say something. I'm just gonna dig myself deeper. Wish it could have gone a little cleaner. Say something. I'm just gonna dig myself deeper. Most of us aren't good with that either.
What? Wait, I need to listen again. Is there a download? Oh, let's go.
Don't talk, myself deeper.
I don't have any.
Gone a little cleaner. Say something.
I don't know. It could be too much bass for the intro, but I feel like the layers on top of the sub could be like saturated a bit more. But yeah, I like what Duncan said. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like yeah, add some of the, whether it's the vocals or some of these sorts of things, or some of your little fills. Add those into the drop. Like you could have had the don't talk, some sort of glitch of that right there, or even do like some shit like a text to speech, like don't talk or so. I don't know. That's something I would do. Yeah, it's just not connected to the rest of the song, which I know it's a flip, but like I just feel like you could do more to make it more interesting. Also, please make more so that I can play this at a show, because I would love to, but it's too short and it would just give me anxiety to DJ. But yeah, I don't really have any feedback beyond that. It's pretty clean and it's a fun idea. You just need to sprinkle in some stuff from here, so it's not just right now it's like underscores, beautiful little flip on like the main chorus or whatever, and then it just flips into generic tear out drop. Like the flow is cool, and the way it's mixed and it's kind of minimal is cool, but it's like, I don't know, you can just do more, connect them more. It'd be more like relatable, and more people would be into it, I feel like. Who do we got next? We got Jimbo. It's another melodic thing in the works. Do focus on the mix and tell me if the whistle on the intro fits or not. Got you. Okay, I will say, just starting off, the whistle, it's fucking high pitch. Like, you need to take out some of the harsh frequencies. But so far, I like it. I would honestly distort the whistle a little bit to give it just like the tiniest bit of raspiness. It feels almost too like squeaky. I don't know if that's the word, but it's like perfectly reverbed to the point where it has like no dry, like organic texture to it. So I don't know how exactly you processed it, but if you could get it to where it's like has that space, but it has some sort of more dry organic texture on it to make it feel like a real flute, like you're like out on the beach or something. Because right now it's like too like synthesized feeling, I guess, or too electronic feeling. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean take out the high frequencies? It's just like slightly too harsh. I think the kick needs to be more thumpy. I think if the flutes mix differently, or processed differently, it could fit. Your snares are getting a little bit lost in the mix. It's a tiny bit muddy. The transients of the drums in this part are confusing. And the impact, like right before the drop, feels a little bit like too full and too present. And so it kind of takes away the impact of the drop. But yeah, the drums feel like insanely compressed or just like way too short. Like I totally understand the style and the vibe, but like I still think it should be like a little bit more thumpier and present and full. Right now it's just like only the transients, you know? And that fill is like way too hidden. Like you almost don't notice that fill, but that's a great fill to restart the engine. Like I would do like a snare, like just make it larger, instead of just. Ooh, I love the breakdown though. Great breakdown. That white noise was like perfect feeling. I sometimes have trouble finding like the right down sweeps. I think the violin and just some of the other layers going on here need to be turned down a little bit and maybe carve out some more room for this lead. Because I feel like this lead needs to be sitting a bit more on top and a bit more in front. Kind of like how the whistle was. Actually, but like more dry, like I was saying. Like, I hear that you have reverb on the lead, but it's like the reverb gets lost in everything else. And this is a spot where you really want to hear those reverb tails of every hit because it just kind of makes it feel like huge and like puts you in a world, but they just get lost in all the ear candy and stuff around it. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's sick. It's like one part of the glasses. That's weird. Yeah, and then the drums again. I don't know what DAW you work in, but if you're in like Ableton, if you're not going to change the kicks, at least do like saturate the lows or warm the lows preset on the saturator. This needs to be more thump. Also, those crashes or the cymbals you have on the kicks could be a little bit louder. Yeah, definitely vibe or study or game kind of music. I like the flute, especially in this part. This worked a little bit better, actually. Also, I would just, this, I know this is a small thing, but for the outro, I'd take out the riser or the down sweep thing. Like, just leave it on the reverb tail of the flute. It's just cuter that way. But overall, you know, always coming in with the vibey, like, YouTube intro, outro music. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I enjoy it. It's really, like, just cute and vibey. It's just your mix downs, basically, and your processing. All right, we got X Stretch next. New name I haven't seen in the streams. Welcome. Don't roast my build up too much. I made it in 5 minutes. Thank you. All right.
BIP.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that's sick. Like, just in terms of the flow and arrangement of the drop, like, I liked everything. Biggest thing I noticed is that a lot of your lead sounds sound a little too washed out, and like the mids are a little bit too pushed back. So I would just work on making things a little bit more dry, not so washed out. Yeah, it's like I hear it. It's like you got your sub and you got the laser layer, and then you got the like main harmonic fundamental, and it's just like way too pushed back with reverb and stuff. So do like a pair, like whenever I do stuff like that with leads, I always do a parallel signal, and then you just put the parallel signal completely wet with the reverb, and then you just adjust the levels, and then you can just decide how much of the dry layer do I want to have present in the mix. And so then you can still have like all of the benefits of having a completely washed out sound. It creates that huge presence in the mix, but you can still keep the dryness that makes your sound not just feel washed out and hidden in the back. Yeah, definitely a good first impression. Like, other than that, this track's kind of huge. I fuck with it. And this is sick. That's lit, though. I want to hear another one of their songs. I want to hear like a remake, or an original, I mean. Yeah, these are good. They just have the same, kind of the same issue I was just talking about. Just things are a little bit too washed out. Duncan said, it feels pretty fresh, which is a big compliment from me who hates Terra. Yeah, I'd fuck with this if it was just better, like, mixed or better processed. But I followed you, because that was actually dope. All right, we got Eerie Arts, the homie, coming up next. With a song featuring Shazzy. Let's go. Is it Shazzy like on vocals, or what's the feature? They wanted feedback on the variation. I don't know if it was my computer or if it was this, but there's like a glitch. Yeah, there's a little glitch there that doesn't sound like it should be there. So far though, this is a vibe. I really dig it. And for how harsh these sounds are, they're pretty well mixed. Ooh. Okay, so I'm loving the idea. One, the sub needs to be like just beefier. Like put like a kick tight on it or something. Like I actually really enjoy the feeling of the sub. It just needs to be a lot beefier and in your face. And okay, I might get some fucking hate for this, but it might be one of the few situations where putting reverb on your sub in a parallel signal and EQ it so it doesn't cause phasing in the low end, but putting a reverb on your sub. I've done it before in a rhythm track with Beanie a while ago, and for some reason, it worked better. We were like, we knew that it was wrong to do, but we kept comparing and we checked for phasing, and it made it like the sub just better in the context of that track. And I think it could, I don't know, just try it. But regardless, the sub just needs to be a little bit more present, like kind of think like QK or something, but like not as punchy, because like you kind of just have this low little growler kind of sub, but just more present. And then I would make the leads have more space, either put like a subtle delay or just find a really interesting reverb or set of like things to just create some more space, because it just feels too dry for the vibe you're going for. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so these fills need to be more saturated too, and I'd put a boost in some of the low end of them. But this is fire, like in terms of the idea, and you pretty much got the fundamental. Okay. Okay, so this part is sick, but I would add a more harmonic layer, because right now it's kind of just the transient of some sort of pluck thing, and it's alright, but one, you can just see in the waveform, there's a drastic drop in just the overall harmonics and fullness of the track, and it's because you just basically have these little transients. You want to add something under those transients to give it more edge and just a longer hit. Okay, and then something weird just happened there with the level. Ooh, I love this. What are you talking about, Duncan? What's the sauce? Oh, I always forget. He uses sound trap. Dude, Eerie is fucking insane, because Eerie makes these crazy visuals all the time that, like, he makes them on an online, like, basically After Effects clone. And then he makes all of his music in an online DAW. Like, once he gets After Effects, or, like, Premiere Pro or any of that shit, and then once he gets a DAW, he's gonna be, like, a legend. It's by Spotify? What the fuck? I didn't know about this.
Oh, bring in the
freaking VIP.
Okay, you need more of a like transition and fill to like you need something to kind of cue people like listeners' heads to know that like, oh, this is gonna be house. It kind of fell out of nowhere.
The freaking VIP.
Was that Wobble Eyes? Yeah, you just need some sort of like house fill right before like in the fake out. And then the side chain or the groove just doesn't completely work with the house drums, in my opinion. I mean, honestly, I'm at least from seeing the picture of the Soundtrap shit, I'm pretty impressed because anytime I've tried that like free music making software bullshit, it's always so hard to make anything cool. Ooh. Okay, so this part, the groove doesn't work as well, but this part, God, this looks horrible. I'm impressed. You changed the key, like, of the whole entire DAW? That's sick. I wish Ableton did that. I mean, it actually doesn't look bad. I've seen way worse. I'm curious what the synths are like. He doesn't even have OTT. Yeah, no, it's definitely impressive that he made like actually cool rhythm. Like that's sick, especially for a free, like, man, I can't wait for him to get a DAW. We should all come together as a community to get him a computer and an Ableton. All right, who is next? All right, what's the outro? Beautiful. This is the best song you've sent, Erie. Well done. Wait, did I get 2 Erie submissions? Oh no. Google be glitching. All right, next we got Big D. Oh, what? I made this song. This is my original song. I made this. Oh, okay. This was Duncan, aka Big D. Qbik, why don't you go through the entire music? Well, I do, but it's like when we spend a long time on one song and then it's like I know that there's not going to be anything changing that's going to require feedback like in that song. We got a lot of submissions to go through. Should I roast my own track? I don't know. I don't want to take up time from other people's stuff. Greg. Oh, I didn't see what they need help with. Okay, so is the overall vibe of the track alright? More specifically, does it seem interesting? Biggest thing I noticed off the bat is the groove of the sub thing doesn't really match the groove of the vocals. It's all so sick except for, yeah, there's just a disconnect between the groove or the even maybe just like the rhythm of the sub and the vocals. Like there's moments where it works, and then there's moments where it doesn't work. So you just gotta to get it to like follow it better. I'd maybe do some sort of reverse into the kind of more melodic thing, just a subtle thing, so that I don't know, I wasn't expecting that. And then it's just kind of muddy. Like I can't tell which element you're trying to make the focus. Like are the vocals in this part the focus, or are those like kind of color bassy leads the focus? If those color bassy leads are the focus, like whichever one's the focus, you have to EQ the other one so it's not like there's a lot of clashing and muddiness between the two elements. And I think just the whatever the chord progression or melody is of that, it feels like it's clashing with the vocals as well in terms of just like the vibe. Like I'm just kind of confused like where it came from. Yeah, see, like this part especially, the vocals are like, I mean, it's not even, it's kind of seems hard, like the actual song, the vocals are kind of all over the place. And you just kind of have one loop going throughout with the bass, which would work with the right vocals. But with these vocals, I think you have to just make sure you're following the vocals better. And so for some parts where you don't know the right way to follow it, you could even just do like just a longer sustained bass note just at the start of whatever the vocal phrase is. Yeah, it was like right there. There's like it comes off for a second. I think you're onto something though. Like this is a vibe. It's chill. I like music like this. I just think the main thing first is you just need to make sure that the beat under the vocals is working with the vocals better, and then go from there. All right. We got RTX. I need tips on how to get my drop louder. By the way, Hype Train V2 next. Also, fuck Instagram. All right. Yeah, this just needs to be louder. And I think your vocals might be too loud, or like you just might need to EQ them subtly a little bit more. They're like too present. Yeah, honestly, you could probably just put reverb right on the vocals, like not even in a parallel, and just push them a tiny bit back. Yeah, they're way too dry for the whole entire environment. Yeah, other than that, the processing on the vocals is great. Except for this part, they're clashing with the bass a little bit. Like the vocal section for this part, maybe for the whole thing even, I'd put a little bit of a bump in like the high end range of the frequency spectrum, and then maybe at least for this part, just cut the bass on the vocals a little. Ooh, this is a great way to build it up and break it down at the same time. I actually really like that. Vocals are too quiet. Also, drop is too quiet. Other than that, it's sick. I think so there's some leveling issues, like your fills, like that part, the chill, that part is too quiet. And honestly, I would change that to something else. It just doesn't fit. Like, I like the contrast where you just have this one kind of heavy, like the sustain glitchy thing every so often. That actually works. It's a cool little, like, snaps you out and then back in. But having too much of that, it just feels like it doesn't fit. So I would change this to something that, like, more organic, or like drums or something. And then the sustain thing is too loud compared to everything else. So you need to make sure all your drop sounds are sitting around the same level. Like, make sure you still have good dynamic range, but make sure that there's not too much of it, like, contrast. I'd hire you. I love tie-dye. I'm working on I have a lot of ideas for fun merch. I just want to make sure that there's actually people that would buy it. And in terms of making your whole song louder, well, one, you can just turn it up. Two, use limiters. Really good. I mean, Ableton limiters are actually kind of underrated. But two, like, there's a Fab Filter limiter. The limiter I love and use all the time is Invisible limiter. Then there's also clippers you can use. You can just use the saturator or the glue compressor in Ableton and put on the soft clip mode and just turn the gain up or makeup up. And then, yeah, it's mainly stuff like that. You just turn it up. And then you just get in where you run into problems with stuff like that is if you try to turn it up to the normal, like, industry standard, like, level of decibels, if you start getting distorting and clipping that, like, you don't want, that's where you have to go into your mix down and figure out, okay, what's clashing, or what's, like, too loud or too quiet, or whatever the case may be, what's causing the clipping. And that's where you have to clean stuff up. But, like, you have a lot of headroom with all of your songs that you send. Some of them, like, you have an obnoxious amount of headroom. So yeah, just, you can literally turn the gain up or put limiters, stuff like that. Like, this needs a limiter because you just have some of these transients and stuff too high. So yeah, just find a good limiter that you like the vibe of. Again, the one I use is called Invisible limiter, and it's really good. Oh yeah, if you're in, I think you're in Ableton though, but if you're in FL Studio, like, yeah, Maximus and, like, the Fruity limiter, those are fucking great. Yo, Rhett, I have green glasses. Oh wait, shit, because it's a green screen. It's damn it, you can't really see them. Or wait, it's a blue screen. I don't know why. I think it's the reflection. Whatever it is, I have, like, I think, like, 12 that I've made. It costs a lot of money to make the merch that I want to make, because I don't want to just have a generic black t-shirt with my logo on it. I want to have, like, I have a lot of really cool ideas. So it's like, I need to make sure that, like, there's people who are going to actually buy them so that I don't invest a bunch of money and then just lose a bunch of money because not enough people buy them. Yeah, I'm selling invisible glasses. It is a blue screen. I meant blue screen, not green screen. Ooh. These are too dry too. These need space. These need reverb to kind of just, it's way too dry. And then, oh, you teased it. Okay, I was gonna say it needs to be teased, but I must not have been paying attention. This part's not as interesting as it could be. There's something about like some of the harmonies in this that's kind of off. I guess it works with the vocals, but I would rework the outro. But yeah, that was dope. That was dope, RTX. I believe RTX is 13 years old. 13 or 14 years old. So, doing pretty fucking great for a 13 or 14-year-old. Alright, we got Rhett. Why is my mouse being weird today? Song called Pog. Beautiful. Lift up my glasses. Here, guys, I will lift up my glasses for you. All right. Did you like what you saw? Wait, where's the window that I was doing this streaming on? Fuck. There we go. Help who? Wait. Wait, did you guys see? Did it not go fast enough? Oh no. I thought I clipped it fast enough. Shit. Oh yeah. No, his description just says yes. Oh, I see. I'm gonna go through the order real quick. Yeah, ZF Petron, you're up next. Or you're not up next. Data Kid's up next, then you're up. Then it's just Zale and then Avil. No. Wait. No, wait, you actually saw my eyes? Oh, fuck. What do I do? Oh, that's not good. I don't know what to believe now. Shit. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Can I rewind on my own stream? Here, I'm rewatching. Wait, did I miss it? Fuck it. Okay. Whatever. I hope you guys were trolling. I'm too gullible. Fuck. Oh, what the fuck? What's up, Xlextron? there's some sort of sidechain error right there. It's interesting, it's like weirdly playing a melody. I'd say, especially for the build up, there's too many things going on in the stereo lows, like in the sides of the low end. I would make sure you're taking that out right before the drop. I feel like just that sustain that goes into the drop just doesn't work. It's like too I don't know the word, but I'm just not a fan of the tonality of it. Yeah, I'd just change that growl or sustain thing into like a growl or just something different. You can't really hear the vocal, so it's just kind of confusing. Like the fill doesn't do what it sounds like it's trying to do. I think just in general, the drop's a little bit too muddy. Like, I hear vocals, more vocals happening in the background. It sounds like almost like house vocals or something. And the way everything's like panned is kind of like messing with me a little bit. Like I like it. It's creative and unique, but I think maybe part of it is I would move those, like the pads you have playing in the background, maybe more on the left. I don't know. It's hard to judge this because this is a unique and pretty interesting idea. It's like, I don't know. Oh, do it, Xlextron. Also, this part's sick. That part's sick. I fuck with that. I feel like the riser and the claps in this part feel a little bit forced. Like we just gotta kind of release from all the tension in the drop, and then they just kind of come in there, fucking up the vibe. So I'd honestly extend this a little more so then you could do that, or just kind of maybe add a different, like just some variation between the builds and do something a little bit different to build this part up. Yeah, also there's a common thing where people do, like dubstep artists do the double time second drop, but they don't give any cue. And sometimes, depending on how it works, like if there's a fake out or something, it works as like this sudden surprise. But in this context, it's just like, wait, what? We're doing house now? So because your build is the same as this one, and your build doesn't have any cue that things are about to switch rhythm like that. You have a lot of muddiness in the low end and the sides, and that's a common thing I've noticed with your stuff. You just need to do more mid-side EQing, which, oh God, for the 500th time, I need, here, let me write this down. I always say I'm gonna do a video on it, and then I haven't yet. I'm gonna fucking do it like next week. I've added it to my list. But anyways, you just need to make sure that you're paying attention to the sides and making sure that the main focus is like the subs and stuff, not the side like ear candy layers and stuff. Have like a clean space in the low end and the sides to exist, because there's just a lot happening, like things coming in the sides that are have low end that's clashing with the sub. Yeah, my shoes are untied. Ooh, I love that outro. But yeah, like Exlectron said, great ideas. Just needs some work on mainly the mix down. And I'm still kind of iffy on this section with just the tonality. But like this section and the whole second drop, I think they work in terms of ideas. So you're definitely on a good start. All right, we got Data Kid. This is an old version of the track I'm working on net, so I know there's some muddiness in the drop that I'm fixing right now, so feedback on anything else would help. I'm now working on 2 EPs, a remix, 2 singles, and I'm willing to buy a Bible at this point. God help me. Okay. Jeff. 150 BPM. I'm not huge on this like melody, but that's subjective. Okay, your kick is like a blip. It's completely getting lost. And then I think you need a lot more going on in the high end to compensate for your leads being subs, basically. Your kick's like almost non-existent at some points. Yes, Star Soul. And then like your little glitch fills need to be louder. And I think in general you just need a little bit more variation. I would honestly just change the drums completely, like the kick and snare. And there's times where your sub is clipping, and then, I don't know, there's weird stuff going on with the transients in this song. I'm just really not into the melody and progression of this either. It just feels kind of like dated and amateurish. This is better because you have some fills and some things going on in the high end. Oh, it's getting a little harsh. I would add something like some sort of melodic, like wee 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 wee, or like some sort of other layer beyond just the sub thing that's like being modulated. You can just feel like you can do more. Leaving it just this kind of like really minimal sub thing, I just don't think the idea is strong enough for that to work on its own. I like how you left the rhythm and everything, the drop in the outro. I think part of it is this art. I don't know, it does make a certain kind of vibe. So I guess it's definitely subjective. But yeah, that's my feedback on this one. Hope it helps. Next we got Zif Patron. ZF Patron. I feel like I never know if I'm saying that right. Stargazer V10. My laptop is lagging as heck when I made this track, so I don't know if this is good or not. Melody's pretty so far. Definitely stargazing vibes. I think you could spice this part up with some sort of like field recording texture in the background. Or like just a really nice like vinyl fuzz. Oh, hell yeah. Rip. Say this lead is just a smallest amount harsh in the high end. Okay, so the vocal's getting a little out of key. And the drums are too like lost in the mix. Yeah, the vocals really clashing melodically. Your drums need to be sitting on top of the mix. Throughout this whole thing, they haven't really been sitting on top of the mix, and then I think this is a good start, but I think the melody of this does not work. And I think this sound maybe needs more layers or some more space on it. One thing you could do is get like a pitch shifter and make a duplicate parallel layer of your lead and just pitch it down to an octave. And that ARP that's layered is like too piercing. There's a lot of stuff going on the high end that hurts. Hey, Kazium. I believe there's 7 or 8 tracks left. The melody's growing on me a little, but it's still like a little bit off. And I think the sub's clipping at points, so make sure you're EQing everything so that it's occupying its own frequency range. Beautiful breakdown. I'll take pizza. I'm hungry. It's dinner time. Yeah, it sounds like there's two different keys going on. And part of it, there's a section of it that works. And so I think if you just mess with the keys of the individual vocal hits more, you could create the kind of like Muerte sleep puppet type of dissonance where it weirdly works, or like Margwa's type of dissonance where it weirdly works. But it's just not completely working right now. Oh, I want McDonald's. I would change like the response to the fake out. It's mainly the melodic response to the fake out that just doesn't work. Like it just kind of stays the same for a second, and boom, 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 boom. But it could like rise, you know, become a little bit more melodic, or not a little bit more melodic, but like a little bit more happy and dreamy. There's some clipping right there in the left ear, and another clip in the left. Okay, it's clipping a lot in the left ear, so there's something you're gonna need to do some mid-side, or not mid-side EQing, do some EQ. I don't know how it works in FL Studio if you're in FL Studio, but in Ableton you can change the EQ8 to you can change it so you can EQ the left side separately from the right side. So it might just be that one of your sounds just has weirdly like higher frequency somewhere in the left, and you just bump it down so it's not clipping. I like this melody switch up. But again, I think this sound just needs like a harmony to it. You could even add like a harmonizer, or like I think it's called like a double tracker. It's something they use for vocals. It's kind of like a chorus slash like harmonizer thing. I don't know. Have a good night, Rhett. All right, we're gonna keep it moving with, okay, so we have 6 more tracks after this next one. We got Just Zale wants feedback on anything.
So, because I can't stay away,
Oh, I remember Zale. I fuck with it.
one last song for the last episode, and I would love to play it here. Please do.
I see you and I were walking through the lilies tied to the ground, and I see you and I were singing along with the bird sounds. I see you and I were walking.
Personally, this is just something to do with how I personally process vocals. I would make one of the harmony, like the lower harmony of the vocal, like gritty somehow, just slightly gritty, or like a kind of noisy, kind of dirty Porter Robinson type of texture to it. I don't know. They just feel like too clean, and it just needs some sort of fuzz or grit on the lower harmonic, or the lower harmony, to just kind of fill up the spectrum a little more harmonically.
Lilies tied to the ground.
But this is sick. Either that, or make the 808 have more like buzz and fuzz to it.
You and I were singing along with the bird sounds.
That's just me though. This is still fucking beautiful.
Don't let us stop.
Okay, so I would add bird sounds right there or throughout, but at least like that would be so cute. You have just the little tweets that come up for a second. I think honestly throughout this whole thing, just some nature sounds in the background could just make it that much better. But definitely at least add like a cute little tweet.
Singing along with the bird sounds.
Yeah, like there's no tweet.
Running away, don't let us
Gotta get those bird libs in there, bruh.
stop. Don't let us stop, no, don't let us. Running away, don't let us stop. So take it away.
Oh. Your kick's getting a little bit lost in the mix. I'd make sure it's a little sitting more on top and thumpy, but okay, now I'm starting to understand why this feels so clean. Like there's kind of a contrast. I would just make it just like a smidge as gritty as the basses are in the drop. Yeah, this is a beautiful lullaby. Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm honestly not really into the kick and snare in this drop. I would change those, to be honest. They just kind of hit a little bit, like, they don't complement it enough.
Why do they say it grow like that?
A little more reverbed element could fill in the gaps. Let's see. I mean, personally, I like it the way it is, but I guess you could take some like really pushed back reverbed like hyperpop fills or something, just subtly, like kind of metallic-y, like umru type of shit. Put it really far in the background. Like, you could spice it up.
Why do they say
Hey, welcome
it grow
back.
like that? It's a long way to heaven, so don't look back. Guess that you
I think there needs to be another element of percussion or cymbals for this part.
Why do they say
It's a very weird groove.
it's a long way to heaven, so don't look
Yeah, it feels like it needs cymbals.
back? Guess they're just busy, go ahead and detach with you. 'Cause I see you and I walking
Oh!
through
I love how the lead followed the vocals.
and I see you and I was singing along with the
Well done.
bird sounds. I see you and I were walking through the lilies tied to the ground.
I love this.
And I see you and I was singing along with the bird sounds.
Tweet, tweet. You need some bird sounds, man. This song calmed my anxiety. Yeah, this song's beautiful. You're onto something. This is some like underscores level shit. Like, or almost there. I wouldn't say it's quite there, but you're like on your way to being some like iconic, like subtle hyperpop anthems. The frequency switch or shift. That was sick. I would add more drums there. Like, I get that it's kind of like an outro thing, but you kind of built up the tension for a second and then dropped it, but it felt like it kind of just looped. What up, Zytra? Yeah, some Joji vibes as well, for sure. Man, I love this. Everyone go follow Zale. Man, that's cool. It's so sick that you keep sending in stuff for feedback because I love the variety and I fucking love shit like this low key. So it's cool that I'm able to give feedback to something like this. Next we got Avile. Wants feedback on nothing specific. One of the tracks off my new EP, the Monsters EP. Hope you enjoy it. I made it in one day. Alrighty. So one thing is your snare is more thumpier than your kick. So I would kind of tone down the thump on the snare and bring up the thump on the kick. I like how brooding this is though. Wait. I would like add some call and response to the little blah blah blah. Because it sounds like you have it at playing the same 3 notes every time, but I'd do something that's a call and response between each one. Like wham 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 or wham wham wham. Oh, rip your headphones, dude. I'm sorry. I get why you did that a little more. This part's sick. Okay, so I think you need to slowly take the filter off. You kind of have the filter sitting in the same spot. I would take the filter off to like this point and then let it open all the way up. And your drums are just too quiet and not thumpy enough. It's kind of hard to judge how well this melody and groove works because the drums are so quiet and tiny comparatively. So it's like I can't tell if it's just because the drums aren't there, because this could work with the right drums creating enough of a groove and a flow. I think you need to change up the melody though. I think this melody is just a little bit too basic. It almost sounds like your kick is like high passed. And then it almost sounds like your snare is low passed. This part's a vibe. I would just take the drums out of this part. Welcome back, King Crab. Yeah. The chants are a little bit too present. And I'd add in, like, if you're gonna keep it like this melody, I would add in some percussion to kind of add different grooves into the mix and create variation. Yeah, and the second drop has the same issues as the first drop, as I was saying. And I would just take the drums out of this part again as well. And add some sort of modulation here so that it's like building out into something, you know? All right, we got Star Soil next. Nothing specific, overall drop variation maybe. No! Okay, you're gonna need to resend a link like you didn't send, so on a private track, you want to click share and send that link. Or you can just post it in the YouTube chat and I'll do it from there. Tried to make them quiet, but then they sounded better loud, but then they were too loud and I didn't want to bother, so I just left it, which I shouldn't have done. I mean, it's all good, dude. So in the meantime, while Star Soil figures that out, we'll go with I Know. That's sick. That's a sick press photo. Talk with Okioni. Nothing specific, just a collab on an EP releasing soon, so might as well see what people think. All right. The vocals are covering up the bass a little too much. Thank you, Avile. Have a good one, dude. I think the beeps too are a little lost in the mix, so just to really create the presence of variation, I'd make those like beeps in the background a little more present. And honestly, I'd make your side chain just a little bit more exaggerated. I feel like these basses just need a little more like obvious groove. Oh, that's a good build right there. Okay. I think your snare's getting a little bit lost. Like the tail of it. Not during this part, but maybe just make that tail a little bit brighter and more pronounced. But like right around there, the snare gets lost. Oh, what the? Yo, that's sick. You know, kind of a classic feel, but that switch up was fire. Some bro set. So I'd say right here, it sounds like there's some sort of noise thing you have layered. I think it's just a little bit too raspy and distorted, and then it gets a little muddy with the reverb. So I would work on making this section just a little bit cleaner. Like, yeah. If the snare's been a problem, that means it's time to just change the snare. Like if you find yourself working too much on altering a drum or any sample in a song, rather than spending so much time and mental energy trying to like force it into the song, it's better to just have a little funeral, part ways with the sample, and just find the right one that just fits in like that perfect puzzle piece. And it might feel weird at first. You might need to remove it, put in a new one, and then take a break so your mind can stop being used to hearing the first thing. But yeah, usually I've just found as I've progressed as a producer, I've learned to just be able to let go of things easier, let go of ideas, let go of samples, because you can get yourself stuck trying to like force it for too long, and it just means it's not meant to be there. See, this section's way cleaner. This part. That's fun though. That's a really fun song. Props to be able to make a bro step tune hit in 2021. And this would appeal to like the house crowd and stuff, which is good. And I feel like this would do really well in Asian markets. I'd play this live. Okay, this is the point where I think the bro step's too much now. Okay, so honestly, what I would do is throw out this drop. Play off of this vibe. I mean, honestly, turn this into Speed House, you know? Like, this build is such a vibe, and the groove and rhythm of the don't, play with that. Like, figure out something better to do. Don't just fall back on the bro step thing. You did something different enough in the first drop where it was fun and interesting. Then you switched it into bro step, and it only worked because everything before it was fun and interesting and gets you in the mood for it. But you put too much bro step in here, and it's just going to be mundane and generic. And like, I don't know. I just think this build is really, really solid. It kind of is one of my favorite parts of the song. So if I were you, I would do something with this. And personally, I would turn it into Speed House. But you could turn it into like a really cool drop, focusing, like building off of this part. Well, hey, VIP. There you go. Oh yeah, we listened to this already. But yeah, overall pretty dope song, dude. I'll toss you a follow. I really like those vibes. That stuff goes really well, like live. So keep going on that route, and just keep things like the bro step throwbacks are fun, but like in 2021 you got to make sure you do it in a way where it's still interesting, or at least caters to the current sound, which you did in that song. So just that's a mood. All right. Star Soil, did you get it figured out? The second one is the actual link. Yeah, because I knew what it was. The whole drop is only 8 bars. Here, we'll listen to the whole thing if it's. Okay, you're right, Hikam. There was more to it. It's not as bad as I initially thought. It was just my impression for the first 2 bars made me go on a rant. But yeah, Star Soil. If you want to post the link in the chat or resubmit something, I can go over it. But next we got Zandy. Because I don't see like a second submission from you. Yeah. Oh, you produce on mobile? Damn. This is a vibe. It's like chiptune rhythm. I would make the tail of the clap a little more pronounced. I would also work on this melody. This first like 4 bars or 2 bars or whatever it is really nice. But just taking it and putting it at different keys is just kind of like a bit just amateur to do, and I think you could really build on this melody. Like listen to some hyperpop stuff to get some influence. I feel like you could build on this melody instead of doing it on each key, but you did say you made it in 30 minutes, so I get it. It's hard for me to give feedback on this because the sound design, it's like you're obviously limited producing on mobile. So I think maybe just some of the keys you're doing in the melody. I don't know. It's kind of hard to give feedback on this. I've never, like I said, it's like chiptune rhythm. It's cool. It's like definitely a very unique vibe. But hey, just keep grinding on the mobile shit, and then once you can get a laptop or something, you'll be golden. Cause that'll be like nothing coming from working on mobile. You're so limited. All right. I think we got a new submission from. Oh wait, did we? No. Wait, what did? Let me check what Star Soil did. I resent. Oh, I think my Google's just glitching. Oh, okay, there we go. Star Soil song. Faithful. Ooh, this is pleasant to look at. Oh, this logo's sick. What the fuck? It's very weird and a little hard to read, but I actually really like it. I would make the chimes a little brighter and more forward. Or not chimes, the piano. What am I talking about? It sounds like you have too much reverb on stuff. When you're putting reverb on like lead sounds, it's usually better to do it with a parallel signal so that you can have all the space that the reverb provides, but you can still keep the dry in your faceness of the sounds. And then your kick and clap are kind of weak and they're getting lost. So generally you want your kick, your clap, and like your sub to be the loudest things in your mix. But definitely like your kick and your clap should be on top. Everything is peaking below the kick and the clap. What the fuck? Below the kick and the clap. Other than that though, it's a great musical idea. I think this could be really cool. But like I said, it just sounds like a lot of your lead sounds are very wet and they don't have a lot of the dry like mono compatible presence that you need. So just layer them with the unprocessed version when it comes to the like chorus and reverb and flanger. Or it might be other stuff. I don't know what it is. Yeah, and the percussion needs more punch, but it's also hard to judge because I think in general the drums just need to be more present. They're lost and the drums are so important. Drums are like the heartbeat of your track. And so you want to make sure those drums are clean and hitting through and groovy and bouncy or whatever you're going for. Other than that though, great foundation. This part's really beautiful. I love the world that it creates in my head. It's like so magical feeling. So definitely some cool ideas in there. That's sick. And it really matches the whole vibe, Star Soil. I love that. All right, who the fuck is adding more? Zandy again? I don't know if I can do 2 submissions. We'll see. I guess since yours was so short, we can do that. All right, so we got, I believe, Xlectron next. Or no, we got Bond Dubs and then Xlectron. No, Bond Dubs, are you here? You need to send me the right link. So we're going with Xlectron. Yo, thank you, Xlectron. Appreciate the donation. Love you too. Oh wait, let me go. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at chat. Please listen, you gonna like it. All right, let's see. I love this. I don't know if you made this, or it might be just a Google image, but that's a vibe. I love the vocals in the background. Is the sub stereo? Or is it just the layers? Oh, let's go. It's somehow weirdly clean. It's like perfectly dirty, but also... Oh, that's a sick fake out. Oh, I love how the vocals are all the way through. I need to listen to something real quick. I feel like there's some sort of filter on the lasers that kind of feels like how everything's a little bit dirty and filtered. But I feel like the lasers need to be a little bit more in your face. Like I'm imagining it live and it's like I'd really want those lasers to just be like the most loud full thing for just a second so that they can shoot the like laser lights, you know? Maybe they just need more reverb too, I don't know. Damn, that's... I feel like that was a bitch to mix because you keep like the vocals perfectly present throughout the whole drop, but then you're also like doing a whole drop. So that's like must be hard to balance that. I love the clap. It fits perfectly. I feel like maybe the kick could be just a smidge louder. Other than that, though, that's fucking sick, dude. Thanks for sending it. Also, I'm sorry I wasn't following you. I don't know why I wasn't following you. But yeah, Xlextron, everybody. Who else? So Bond Dub's not here. That's sad. I don't know why my Google form is fucking up right now. All right, we're gonna do SA official and then Zandy, and then that is everyone, unless someone has a last-minute submission that hasn't gone already. Yeah, I definitely want to hear the song when it's fully done. That's a sick song, Xlextron. Ooh, this is beautiful. Okay, how to better execute ideas as I'm happy with what I'm doing, just not how I'm doing it. P.S. I'm on a mobile DAW called Oxy, so I don't have plugins or preset packs to help things. Jesus Christ, the amount of people making music, like, when there's, like, mobile DAWs when I was growing up and first getting into, like, music production, I tried all of them, and I just hated them. I hated them and I could not do anything on them. And it just blows my mind that people are able to fucking make like actual dope music on mobile. Wild. Okay, first thing, the vocals shouldn't be panned like that. If you ever pan elements like that, you need to make sure that there's another element balancing that like weird feeling out on the other side. So if you pan the vocals over to the right, then you need to have an element that completes the balance on the left side. But you kind of just pan to the right, and then there's nothing on the left that really fills in that hole, so it just feels like lopsided, you know? And I'm not a big fan of the drums. The kick's a little too boomy, and then the snare's a little too compressed, and it's just mainly the transient. Now, you being on mobile, I don't know how limited you are in terms of drum selection. Yeah, you can hear like the kick's causing a slight amount of I just realized, wait, has my beanie been blocking my hearing? I don't know. But the kick's causing a slight amount of clipping. See, the drums are getting a little bit lost in this section. The snare layers are cool, but it sounds like one layer of the snare is like hitting in the left. Generally, your kick and snare should be mostly mono. Kick should be pretty much completely mono. If you're going to do stereo on them, keep the high-end stereo, but keep like the fundamental mono. Yeah, I'd agree. Drums need a full redo. I don't think this razor. I don't think this riser really fits. I think the melody that the bass is playing is nice. I just think the lasery like wow layer doesn't fit. And there's like a weird click pop thing right before the pre-drop. Your pre-drop has like some bass in it. I would take the bass out. Still though, for fucking mobile production, you're making like mellow dub. That's kind of crazy. Oh, I like this. I can't tell if your kick is like slightly panned to the left or not. I don't know what it is, but just some of the panning in this song is a little wonky. Yeah, Star Soul is right. This melody could use a little reverb. Ooh. Ooh, I love this part. This is my favorite part. That ARP thing is cool. What up, Rhett? This is honestly pretty good. Like, other than the drums, like, could maybe be a little bright, add like a bright noisy noise layer on sitting on top. I think it goes on a little bit too long with not a lot of progression in the actual like saws, or like maybe adding a lead on top of it. Like you could probably end it, or you need to figure out more variation if you want to keep it going. I love the melody though, it's so beautiful. Pretty. Thanks, Rhett. I approve of that idea, Avile. Maybe we can do it for a production challenge sometime soon. Beautiful outro. Yeah, I think your main issues are your drums, but like this is a well-written song for the most part. Really pretty. If you had a full DAW, yeah, this would be like a fucking banger. Well done. Yeah, huge nostalgia trip. Like, it reminds me like Midas. I used to love Midas. Alright, now we got Zandy. We got Zandy, and then next we've got Higham Lasto with SoundCloud.link Bork Bork Eat Some Cans. Corruption Sequence Test. Mixing and sound design. Okay. Evo Studio Mobile Rhythm. Okay, so your kick doesn't have enough of a transient, and then your snare has like, it's almost like clipping. It's like a little too harsh of a transient and doesn't have enough of a tail. Just put like a transient processor, like on your snare, take the transient processor, turn down the attack just a tiny bit, and then bring up the sustain. Okay, this needs a fat sub. Fat sub. If you're on FL Studio Mobile, I'm assuming, do they have like 3x oscillator? I don't know. Just whatever you do on there to make a fat sub, make a fat sub. And you want that sub to have more of a release. I'm not super into the melody, or at least the sound design for this melody. First off, I think you need a lot more layers. Stuff like this, either it's like you go like two routes with it. It's like you could go like the Veer route, where it's kind of more metallic, got some like delay on it, stuff like that, and it's not this melodic. Or you go like the Phonon way, where it's like a bunch of different strings and rave stabs and pianos and shit all layered together. And neuro basses. Yeah, you can send another ID. I like this part though. It's bouncy. Ooh. This is a vibe. I had to add some reverb coming up on the dun 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 dun. I would just bring up the reverb as the build goes. I mean, I think this sound could work. You just need to layer other stuff on it to make it a little heavier and more rhythmy, but I like the switch up in the timbre. Oh, got you, Avile. I like the thing you have, the perk in the side, the brrr, that's dope. We have time for one more submission. Ooh. Dope. I'm just fucking amazed at all these FL Studio Mobile producers. Wild. But yeah, Xlextron, if you want to send in another ID, now is your chance. In the meantime, I'm checking my notifications real quick. It was bugging me this whole time. I came later first. Did you already submit something, Hakai? If not, you can go ahead and submit one. We got a few more minutes. Where's your submission? Oh, I just got Hickams. Start at 4:41. All right. 3 tracks, let's go. Say there's a little bit too much low end in these pads. All right, first track name idea that came to mind was Glossy Sandwich. I don't know why, but if this was my track, I would call it that. Here, submit something real quick, Hakai. Also, the pad's a little too hard. Honestly, with this, I would just curve off the high end, like the very, very high end of the pad so that it lets your hats breathe a little bit and you just don't need that much high end in the pad. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, what the fuck? This is sick. Yeah, call it Glossy Sandwich. Or you could call it Spook Lagoon. Ooh. This is weird, but I like it. Go off. That's a vibe. That's so interesting. I like that. All right. We got Xlextron ID. Here, I'm going to do Hakai dubs because they haven't gotten anything yet. And then we'll do SA and Xlextron, and then we're done. Sore. Unless someone wants to donate for feedback. I'm sore right now. The sidechain right there is a little weird. Also, I would make your sub last a little longer for each hit. Real quick before I get to this, Avile next feedback stream is Sunday at 6 p.m. I'd make the vocal louder. I think like the fake out and the fills in this need to provide more of a contrast to the main sound. I think too much of like this main sound kind of vibe is gonna like I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of the sound. I think you just gotta have the right amount. But like where it stops right there, there's nothing to like restart the energy. And then the rhythm here doesn't completely the drums aren't like changing and complementing that rhythm. So like I get like I don't know. Yeah, you just got to make the rhythm of the lead work a little bit better with the rhythm of your drums, and then that'll make things more bouncy. So, Hickam, so I always do them Sundays at 6 because Primal streams on Saturday. Maybe I mentioned Saturday at one point. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. Or maybe I said that. I don't know. Basically, today, I actually thought today was Saturday when I woke up. I totally forgot that today is Friday. Yeah, it just feels like the rhythm's a little forced. The kick and snare, like the kick and clap work with it, but I think it's mainly the top loop just doesn't completely complement the rhythm. It's like two different swings. So if I were you, I'd adjust the swing of your drop leads to match the swing of the hat loop. Yeah, like right here, you can really notice the difference in the swing of the hats versus the swing of the leads. And yeah, there's a weird sort of side chain on some element in here that's like, I think it should be taken off. I think maybe you just have, because you have no drums right here. So you might just want to automate your LFO off. Yeah, exactly. What Hickam said. See, this rhythm works. It's bouncy. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot better. It gets a little too muddy here. I'd keep the reverb, but like EQ the reverb. All right, next we got X-Electron, then SA. Gotta work on that mix down, I know. This is nostalgic for some reason. I love how it opens up. Honestly, I don't like the kick clap. I don't think you need the kick clap. This is a good clap. Like, at least for the build. Or if you do the kick clap, I would make the kick like a little shorter. What the? There's something weird where in the right ear something goes like out of phase or something. I don't know. I disagree though with Hickam. I think it weirdly works, like the melody and the... Wait, my headphones might be fucked up. What the fuck? It might just be my headphones. I'm trying to get like a new interface because the headphone jack in my interface sometimes bugs out. Yeah, mix sounds a little fucked, but I think it's a really sick idea. It's like that kind of Leotrix vibe, but it's like a weird like Leotrix mixed with like Beast Boy, I think is his name. And I don't know, this is sick. Oh, I fuck with that a lot. I would play this live. This is sick. Honestly, when you finish this, could you send this to me? I love this. Oh, these vocals. The clap's like too harsh during this part. Oh my god. Yeah, the weird panning thing's tripping me the fuck out. But I think the pre-drop is, I don't know. I feel like there could be something else in the pre-drop. Harsh but beautiful. That's sick though. I love that. That melody's fucking catchy. It's already stuck in my head. Well done, dude. That's lit. I'm excited for more Xlextron. All right, we got SA Official with the final feedback. How about I show you something I'm actually proud of, even if it's a bit obnoxious in a good way. The voices in my head aren't me. Oh, this is beautiful. I feel like the kick could be slightly more saturated. But this is pretty clean. Mobile producers. Man, it's crazy. I think the pre-drop, I don't know. I think you could fill the pre-drop with something. Like just a drum fill. think the drums are a little lost in the drop. Overall, though, some nostalgic vibes here. Everything else is pretty clean. I'd say the sub, you need to filter it a little bit. Make a little more room for the lasers. It's 4x4 or four. Is that how you say that? 4x4, four on the floor. I don't know, cause I'm not insane, okay? I don't know, but just that's what I'm used to. 9/4 is cool. Oh, it's because you said signature that threw me off. I'm dumb. I actually don't know what my favorite is. I kind of just go, every song I make's a different, um, different, uh, key. Here, right after this, I'll check something. I'll just see what my favorite songs are. I'm assuming it's probably D minor for me or G minor. 4/4. All right, got it. That was a sick build. Oh, this is sick. That fill was a bit sketchy. I would make a grittier sub or like a nice mid layer on top of the sub. Shout out Jote. Melodicity. And kick just needs to be a little more saturated, like I said. This is such a nostalgic track. Here for the last section. Let's go fish. That's great. I don't know why this is such a vibe every time. This fish is going through some shit. Oh my god, he's crawling away. Whoa. Wow. Beautiful. Alright, well that concludes the feedback stream. Let me quickly find out what my favorite key is. I've actually never really thought about this. So I'll open up. Oh shit. Okay, maybe I can't right now. Here, we'll do this. I don't know what we'll go to Beatport. I don't know. Underwater shit, I tell you. I love like a lot of Leotrix's melodies. I think he's like halfway between A minor and A sharp minor most of the time. Let's see. What's Emo Boy? G sharp minor. I feel like that's not correct, but Visions of Leo EP. Let's see. Oh, these are all over the place. God damn it. I honestly don't know. Like I'm kind of like this. I just kind of do whatever key feels right in the moment. I don't really have a key I go back to. I used to write a lot in G minor and A minor. And then I feel like recently I've done a lot in like D sharp minor and F sharp minor. But yeah, who knows? Just go with the flow. But yeah, hey, thanks everybody who tuned in. This was fun as always. I'll be doing another one on Sunday, so keep an eye out. And soon I'm going to be streaming more. And I'm going to try to see if I can start moving my streaming to Twitch, and then I'll drop highlights on YouTube. We'll see how that works. I don't know, because I want to do more streaming content than just feedback streams. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging. And I'm going to go eat some dinner because I am hungry as fuck. And then I'm going to work on my editing my Trinergy review because I recorded it like 3 days ago, but I haven't edited it. So, yeah. Thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later.